Hey folks, David Stewart here. Welcome back to the Fantasy Livewrite, where we write books live. That's what we do here. That's what this show is about. If I can get this camera to stop pointing slightly to the right for some reason. Alright. Okay. Hope you guys are having a great day. I was just watching this video. I would love to do a reaction to it, actually. It's like a guy playing retail WoW for the first time, having never played WoW, really. Actually reveals he played a little bit of Classic and was like, yeah, I get this. It's kind of fun. It goes into retail and he's like, I'm so confused. I don't know what any of this stuff is. And it's like, yeah. Like, how do you get into retail WoW? It's like, you don't. That's the funny thing. You don't. Retail WoW seems to be for people who've played WoW at different points in the past and want to play new content WoW. Which is kind of sad. I was thinking about what made WoW so great in like the mid-2000s. And I came around to a couple of things. So the first one is that it was new. It was a new game that people didn't know how to play. It was a new genre that honestly didn't have that many popular games in it before. There was EverQuest, maybe Dark Age of Camelot, Star Wars Galaxies, but those weren't nearly as popular as World of Warcraft. So for most people, it was like their first MMO. But it was new, and when you played it, everything you were doing felt new. You learned a new spell, and it did new stuff. You went to a new zone and saw new things. And the newness of it continued for months and months. And I can't think of any game that felt like a new game for as long as like World of Warcraft, right? Like every time you played it, you felt like you were doing something, seeing something new, finding out something new, playing some new thing, meeting a new person. Everything felt new about it. In 2024, it's the complete and total opposite. Not only is World of Warcraft not new and is very old, but even when you come out with new content, it's completely solved. In order to do the brand new raid that comes out today or whenever it comes out, you have to go watch a YouTube tutorial on how to do it, and you have to have the right deadly boss mods, or I don't know if people still use deadly boss mods or there's another one that people use now, but you have to have the mod that plays the game for you installed, that blinks your screen when you're supposed to do something. It tells you what to click on, and if you don't have that, and you haven't watched the YouTube from the patch realm, where like some leading guild made a video guide for you, then you get kicked from the raid and you never get to play the game again, right? It's so solved now that it's the opposite of new. By the time you're doing the content, you have a mod that tells you how to do the content. There's nothing to discover about it, and you've watched the content. So there's like nothing new about it. All the content feels old and completely solved. Even if you're playing classic WoW, people figured out these fights in 2004, 2005, so like there's really nothing new about that unless you are making an effort to go into the game knowing nothing about it and not watching any guides and trying to discover things for yourself like we did back then. So it was really new. And so when I watch someone play retail WoW now, it's like, yes, he's completely confused because to the people who play WoW, everything is solved. And the idea that you would have to be told how to do something is like, get good, noob, you're stupid. Watch YouTube, find a guide. Why should I help you? You suck. /kick, let's kick this guy from the group. Even when you do instances, you don't even get to look at the scenery. The game moves so fast now, and people know everybody going into an instance knows the fight so well that like you don't even have time to really know like what is this character and why is he doing this. It's like no. They'll just run through the instance as quickly as possible to get the experience in the bag of loot at the end. It's really a completely different experience from how it was and why people really enjoyed playing it from, say, end of 2004 when it was released up to about 2010. I feel like once you get to Cataclysm, you start to really transition into a totally different phase where the game is very much solved ahead of you. there's a whole culture that's built around solving the game and having the game be solved and making sure you don't ever die playing the game and nobody ever has to do anything wrong. That's a big one. The other one was that it was really popular, but I have a whole list of things that are in my head about like why WoW was so good and why if you play retail now, you're just a player who wasn't around is just never really going to get it. And half the people that play now, I think, that are so into retail would probably have a lot more fun playing some other game. Really, you know? But they just, you get so set in your ways. You get set in your ways of like this sort of frantic grind. Like that's what the modern WoW is. It's a frantic grind. It's grind fast. Quickly grind, no downtime. Final Fantasy XIV is very different from that too. Final Fantasy XIV is like, there's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of cutscenes. If you don't like cutscenes, you're not gonna like that. Of course, you could skip cutscenes if you want to. You actually don't have to watch cutscenes. You can skip them. You know, but it's a much slower game, I think, as a result, and it's still a pretty fast modern game. If you were to compare it to Final Fantasy XI or like original EverQuest, or just EverQuest now, probably. It's, you know, it's way faster than those. Way faster. But yeah, modern WoW, it's like, here's your newbie island. What am I doing? And then it drops you into Battle for Azeroth. And you're like, who are these people? And why am I doing this? And where am I going? And why? And what are they saying? And who are they talking about? Whereas the classic experience, it's like, hey, you go kill those wolves, you know? And go talk to this guy, and he'll fill you in on what's happening. You can come in knowing nothing about the Warcraft universe and still have a really good time in classic WoW. It's a totally different experience from modern retail experience. Anyway, that's my rant on that. Interesting little video. I'll link it for y'all. I haven't finished watching it, so I might do like a little react video, or I can like react on this stream. But I really want to write on this stream, so I'll link that video though. Because I think it's pretty funny. I think it's pretty good. You know? It's like I have no idea what I'm doing. Especially like all those, and the mechanics just get piled on with each expansion. Each expansion just gets more and more mechanics to keep track of. It's not like I use my spells to do things. It's like, no, you have to know how this special armor works. It's like, you know, imagine being a new player and you're like, here's this Azerite armor. It's like, what does this do? It's like, it's more like, I don't know, it's like talent trees on your shoulders, on your chest piece. It's like, what? Awful. Anyway, all right, we got to do some brainstorming today. We got to come up with our next episode. Oh, my kids are here. I'm going to check with them real quick. I'll be right back. Enjoy this music. Here, watch. I can actually like put the video here. You can like watch the video. I can stream the video. That's cool. All right, here, check this out. Alright, I'm back. Where am I? Here I am. Watch me play guitar. Okay, we gotta do a little bit of brainstorming here. Here's the brainstorming. We've done an adventure for Aethelready about his money. We've done an adventure for Victoria regarding her being a little too fantastical thinking. We need to do one for Alfred. What's his flaw? He's a little bit too obsessed with the personal outcomes of his father and his mother, and not as much about the kingdom, right? So that's one. Be a good opportunity to work on our B story, where Alfred and Victoria are going to develop feelings for each other. Do you think starting an anonymous YouTube channel to practice and learn the ropes and learn the algorithm before starting the actual brand is a good idea? Well, if I could go back and do it over again, I would never show my face. Just wouldn't. I'd be anonymous. There's so little upside to having a real identity. I just wouldn't bother with it. I'd be a VTuber or something if I were starting in 2024. So yeah, I would start as an anon, with find a cool call sign or something, and just do that. I wouldn't start with my own face. Too many downsides. What's more likely to happen is as you figure out the algorithm, then that's just your brand. So, but like I said, if I could do it over again, I would do an anonymous. I'd do everything anonymous. You know, especially if you have any kind of opinions on anything, really. You know, I thought having Star Wars opinions wasn't a big deal, but I got like death threats for not liking Star Wars. Space Wizard movie wasn't good, therefore I'm gonna find you and kill you. So yeah, if I could, I would avoid it. Anyway, so we need to do, this is Adventure 2, we need to do Adventure 3. Do heading 2, alright. So for Adventure 3, this is gonna be Alfred, right? So Alfred's going to do something. In my mind, he's going to meet one of his father's retainers. So one of these knights that went around with his father. Basically, he's going to be waiting for him to try to stop him from going any further. Alfred's going to end up maybe having to kill him, which is going to be an extremely painful event. Now, I got to remember what the name of him is. So I might have it up here. Sir Stallwell. So that's what we're going to meet. We're going to meet Sir Stallwell. I'm thinking he'll have to have a little fight with Sir Stalwart. What do you guys think? Yeah, I think we'll have to have a little fight with him. It's a broad idea. Then we can sketch in some details here. Alright. What's the father's name? Pepin. Pepin, that's right. I think I'd rather do anything than start a YouTube channel. Dude, like, I don't know. So I was talking to my wife about this with like social media. And you guys have heard me, I've written several essays about this, and you can watch any YouTube channel that's been around a while. The person who runs it, or whoever's personal brand it is, will inevitably make a video about how bad YouTube is and about how they're losing money and about how they don't know how they're going to be able to do it. Whether it's someone really big like Boogie 2998, anyway, Boogie, you know, guys know Boogie, or it's like you know, Shadiversity, or it's a smaller sword channel. Sooner or later, you make a video. It could be like Lindy Beige's channel, right? Everybody makes this video, and so when I was like, you know, I'm going to make this video about YouTube, it's like, no, I'm going to go the opposite direction. I'm not going to be like, oh, you know, I'm trying to make a living here. It's like, listen, you're working for a robot. Sooner or later, the robot is going to fire you, but it fires you in the dumbest way possible, which is that instead of just firing you, like, think of a normal job. If you get fired from a normal job, what happens? You stop working that job. You go home and you find something else to do with your time. You go get another job. But it doesn't work that way with YouTube. You know? YouTube, you grow. There's going to be a plateau. And then there's going to be a decline. Like, I'm somewhere in the plateau phase. And it gets frustrating because you're like, how do I grow? And I'm just like, well, I'll just try different things to grow. And I take it pretty casually because, like, I don't expect growth. I don't expect anything to happen with the channel. I just am going to do things that I like to do that I think people want to see. And that's it. That's all. And then if I truly don't want to do it anymore, I'm just going to stop. You know, the problem is that everything goes together. Right? It's like you start a YouTube channel to promote books because it's the cheapest and most effective way to advertise. If you can make a video that gets 50,000 views and you're advertising a book on it, that's 50,000 ad views for your book. That's insane. Getting 50,000 views on an ad without spending money and even making money on the ad, that's crazy. So content advertising is just so effective and so efficient and so cheap. It's hard to say no to it. The problem is getting into this phase where it's like, my career is YouTube. It's going to go away. And the thing is your career is not going to end overnight. It's not like you're an actor on Friends and it gets canceled. You're not a sitcom actor where the sitcom gets canceled. Imagine being a sitcom actor and like you're doing the same amount of work, but the network is showing it, is putting you in weird time slots and just cutting your pay little by little, and you never know how much you're going to make. That's working for YouTube, right? So it depends what goals you have starting a YouTube channel. People have this idea like, I want to be a YouTuber. It's like, it's probably the worst job I can think of. And I don't even do that job. I'm just over here like writing books live, or, you know, just talking, making videos. I need to make a video on Godzilla -1. That was a great movie I saw this week. Awesome movie. You know, just doing that. Kind of lost my train of thought, but anyway, the big point is things turn. And so what are you going to do? Like, why are you doing the YouTube channel? You know? And what are you going to do when it stops growing? What are you going to do when it turns around? Are you going to keep doing it? It's like, this is why I only do things that are fun. It's like, why talk about Star Wars? It's not going to make me money, right? It's not going to make me enough money for me to care. So I'd rather talk, even though it'll only get like 500 views, I'd rather make a review of Godzilla -1 and talk about how much I love that movie. Even though nobody gives a shit about good movie reviews. If I say, this movie's awesome, no one's going to watch the review. Right? If I say a movie sucks, people will watch the review. It gets people inflamed. It gets people engaged. But I don't want to spend my time watching movies I hate. I don't want to be one of those channels. That's kind of you're choosing your own hell. Choose your own hell. Right? What you choose to do is either choosing, like what you choose to do for money is either choosing like your own heaven or your own hell, and to what degree you want to choose it, right? Like I'd rather go dig ditches in the heat for 8 hours than watch Star Wars at this point. If I dig a ditch, something positive has been accomplished. I've dug something that someone else needed dug, right? I've dug a drainage ditch that someone needed so their house won't flood. And yes, and it taxed my body, but it also, my body will be stronger because of it. I can listen to an audiobook while I do it and gain knowledge and gain enjoyment of something versus watching a movie or a show that I know I'm going to hate so that I can make $50 on a video. What's the point in that, right? You choose your own hell, but the thing is, once I'm done digging the ditch, I can go home and play Final Fantasy. It's a better life. You know? It's better to be like a janitor than to be a well-known YouTuber who shits on Star Wars. You know, you just choose what you want to do. Choose what you want to do. And if no one wants to watch it, at least you're doing something that you like doing. Right? Most channels build their channel, explode, and, you know, do their life off of that. From researching, the big branding usually has to have a face, but it needs to be highly polished. I don't want to have my face out there on a small channel that doesn't make money, thanks. So where does the polish come from, right? That's something to look into, right? And just view it as a learning process. Okay, so the polish might come from like good equipment. I'm just going to put my camera on here. It might come from good equipment. This is not a great camera, but it's an okay camera. It's a Razer webcam, and I use it because it's simpler than using a DSLR. I can hook a DSLR up. So here, let me dial the music down a bit. Now, I'm gonna pause this. This is a great song though. It's a great track I've recorded. Okay, let's just get serious about YouTube for a minute. All right. I want to start a YouTube channel. Here's what you need to do. I'm going to tell you everything I did wrong, and I'm telling you everything you need to do right. And I'm just going to give it all to you for free because I love you. And I hate hiding knowledge behind paywalls. Now, one-on-one consultancy, that's a different thing to me, right? One-on-one guitar lesson. Because I'm really getting into your individual needs. But if you just want knowledge, I like making that free, as freely available as possible, maybe ad supported. right? I'm not into paywalling this. So if you see someone trying to sell you a course on how to be a YouTuber, chances are they're just going to take your money. Maybe you need to have your money taken, but like the information's out there. Okay, you want to start a YouTube channel. It's not that hard. You can start one for free. What equipment do you need? You need a phone. I started mine with a phone. Okay. Modern phones look so much better than what I started my YouTube channel with. A phone will do, a modern phone at least. And the thing is, you don't have to spend money on a modern phone. Go to woot.com and buy a refurbished like Samsung Galaxy 10 or 11 for like $200, or a Pixel 7. It'll have a sensor that's 90% as good as this Sony phone with the top of the line sensor in it, which I barely use anyway because I just prefer to use like a controlled environment. Okay, you need this. You can actually use this as a webcam if you need to. There's software that you can do it. You can just Google like how to use my phone as a webcam. You can do that. But you can shoot your videos on your phone. Then you need editing software. DaVinci Resolve is free. It's free to try out, and then you can buy a license for very little money. You could even do it on Windows Movie Maker, which I don't even know if you can still get that, but I did a bunch of videos on it. I remember Varg Vikernes did all his videos on Windows Movie Maker and recorded his music on GarageBand on his wife's Mac. Varg, the infamous Varg, did that. Okay, Burzum albums were done on a Macintosh in GarageBand. He just worked with the tools he had. He always did that. That's just who he was. He didn't care about like highly polished shit. It was about making the product unique and interesting. Okay. So that's the main equipment you need. A phone. You can do almost everything with a phone. PC helps. Get a PC. Get your files off your phone onto your PC, and you can edit your videos in DaVinci Resolve. I don't edit my videos. I've had people comment this. You had time to edit this video. I didn't edit it. Notice it's one take. I do my videos in one take. Why? Because I care about my time. I am an established and experienced public speaker. I can do this thing live without any problems. I've been doing it my whole life. Maybe that's not you. That's fine. Do your best with the camera on, and then you can edit out the garbage. You can edit out the pauses. You can edit out the ahs. You can even use something like Opus AI to do that. Okay, I make all my dumb little shorts are just AI edited versions of my thing. You can do that, okay? So that's the thing you need. From there, you can go to more expensive equipment if you want. You need a light, okay? Let me show you the best light. It's not this ring light that I use. I use the ring light because I'm just not set up for like my best lighting rigs right now, and I don't have a perfect solution yet. It's this. It's from Home Depot, okay? Let's see if you can see the whole thing. Oh no, it's clipped onto the microphone cable. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully I didn't unplug the microphone. No, I didn't. Okay, good. So it's a clip-on. This is from Home Depot. It clips on to anything you want. Just clip it onto your table. And then, it put whatever light. You can get like 3 of these with color light bulbs, and then you have a beautiful like colored thing. I can set this up. I really need to set this up. So I'm telling you how to do it. You need a light. Okay, this ring light I got this from IKEA. It has 3 different temperatures. Okay, it just works as a main light. I could turn it up really bright and just like wash myself out, and then I can also change the temperature to be like really amber if I want, or like really white, and like whatever. Right, it was $15 from IKEA. So there you go. Get a light. $15 from IKEA. This is $10 at Home Depot. A couple of whatever light bulbs. Okay, light yourself up so that you look good. Okay, I'm turning my light on brighter. When I'm writing a document, I like that light lower so that my screen is really visible. Okay, get a nice light. You want a light that's on the side, and you want a light that's on the other side. Here's my light that's on the other side. You guys ready for this? It's my monitor. My monitor is my second light source. It is an HDR monitor. It's very bright. So I just bring up Amazon. Boom. I have a colored fill light because it's kind of blue, or I can just use this. It's just kind of blue. You can use color splashes on your monitor to do fill lights, right? Like, watch this. Let's say I want, what color you want? Green splash. Let's do green gradient. Boom. We're going to open this up in a new tab. There we go. This is a good one. Open image in new tab. Okay. Zoom it in. Here's my green fill. Okay. Boop. I got a green fill. Hi. I got some green fill light here. It's beautiful. Okay. Cameras at eye level. You can get a little, at IKEA, they have little camera mounts. I might even have one in here. I don't think I do. It's on my porch because that's where I was shooting my guitar videos. Okay. Just put your little phone on the camera mount. Use this back camera. Set up your scene. Film some content. Edit it in DaVinci Resolve. Make sure you have lights on. You're 80% of the way towards the production value that you need to have on YouTube by doing that, okay? By doing like simple editing, having lights, and having a decent camera. Your camera on your phone is probably good enough. If you're worried about the audio, you can get a Blue Yeti, the most underrated microphone in the history of the world. It's a class compliant microphone. You can plug it into your phone and it'll work with open camera. Use open camera to film things on your Android phone. A little more complicated on Apple, so I'm not going to get into that. But on an Android, it's really easy. You can just get a Blue Yeti. You can find them on eBay for like $30. Probably find them at garage sales now. Chances are your camera microphone will be okay to begin with. If you want really good audio from then on, a Blue Yeti, you know, you're at the investment of your phone and a Blue Yeti microphone and a light. Less than $100 to get 80% of the production that's there. The next is find a place to shoot your videos that's cool. Like I have all this background crap. People always like this. They like the lava lamp. I don't have it on because it's summer here and it's hot. They like the guitars. They like the Jesse White artwork. They like the map. Okay, I'm gonna put another piece of art up that everyone always comments on. Here's one of my book covers. There's a book cover right there. Okay, so you're advertising your books. I'm gonna rearrange this real quick if I can. Oh no, it's stuck in here. Here, hold on. I have some fun tack sticking on here. Peel this apart. Hopefully I didn't ruin this poster. Let's find out. Okay. I don't know where to put this. I'm gonna rearrange these a little bit anyway. That poster got kind of harder to move. Here we go. You put something like that up there. Okay. People love cool things in the background. You know, just look at something like Marcus Brown. I know he does tech stuff, and maybe you're not doing tech stuff, but look at the way he sets up his environment and just copy that. Just copy that like clean setup, but put a few more interesting things in it, and you're probably going to be like 80% of the way towards your quality setup. Here we go. Here's our anime Our Lady Perpetual Help. Okay, there she is with baby Jesus, the incarnation of our Lord. All right, people love that icon. I still get comments on my old videos because they see that icon. Okay, this is not complicated things, right? This, if you're just going to talk into a camera, that's that. That's the production side. More important thing is what the hell are you going to talk about on YouTube? You know, what are you going to talk about? And how does what you're going to talk about, how is that going to market towards something else that you're going to sell? Do you just want to do YouTube? Are you an author that's like, I'm an author and I want to sell my books on YouTube? Changes what you want to do because you want to make content that sells your books. Now, keep in mind, I've done all this stuff backwards and in the wrong order and learned by trial and error. I'm just telling you how to do it correctly from the get-go, so that you can get more done with less. You can sell more books with less effort. Okay. Yeah. So just decide what you're going to talk about. Maybe you want to talk about games. Cool. You never have to show your face if you're going to talk about games. You can just show game footage. You can do all that in DaVinci Resolve. The other piece of software you'll need is OBS. That's what I'm broadcasting with now. It's what I use to record game footage. It's what I use to record most of my videos where I'm sitting at my computer. I use OBS. Makes it really easy to get things recorded and up onto YouTube. But you can do it on your phone. You could always record on your phone, right? So anyway, there's that. Lighting, good camera. You have one in your phone. Get a good microphone. Blue Yeti is a great beginner microphone. Despite what people say, most people don't know how to use it. Put the microphone 12 inches away from you, maybe even more. You don't want to talk to it like this. It's not an SM7B, which is what Joe Rogan uses. You can use that. I think it sounds not good for 90% of people, and you probably don't need that anyway. You don't really need to worry about acoustic treatment if you're just talking, okay? A little bit of noise in the background is pretty typical. People don't care that much about it, right? Like I have a computer, there's gonna be computer noise, there's a fan blowing on it. Because you're filling the content with sound, not silence, it just doesn't matter that much, right? You're not recording classical guitar. When you're recording classical guitar, you got to worry about fan noise, but you're not. You're talking into a channel, okay? So about 12 inches from your face, that's good. If you're eating the microphone, you might kill your tone, and you might sound really weird. Anyway, that's my advice on how to get started with YouTube. Pick a good topic, stick to that topic as much as possible so that anybody who subscribes feels like they know what they're going to see each time you release a new video. They have an idea. If your topic is World of Warcraft, every video has to be about World of Warcraft. That's just the way YouTube works, okay? It sucks. I don't do that. That's why a lot of my growth is limited, is that I'm too helter-skelter. So if you want to do it the correct way, you'll stick to one topic and just that's the topic of your channel. Okay. You want to monetize it, you got to get some subscribers. Sell t-shirts. You can sell books if you're a book writer, right? You can, but t-shirts are probably way more profitable and easier to sell, actually. So sell t-shirts and crap like that. So move into merchandise selling as you get more successful. Eventually, you're going to peak and you're going to plateau and maybe even fall off, because your audience will get tired of whatever subject you decided your channel was going to be about. And then you have to decide what you're going to do next. Are you going to keep going? Are you going to take your foot off the gas and do less frequent updates? What are you going to do? And I guess the only other piece of advice I would have there, besides this practical stuff, is just try to have one video a week. Try to do it once a week, and you'll probably be good. So like the music channel, there's always at least one piece of music going up every week. This channel, there's always at least 1 to 2 pieces of content every week, and that's it. And then eventually you'll have a YouTube channel full of stuff. Yeah. David Stewart, do you think the woke era is ending? Not really. Not really. There's my green splash. I don't think the woke era is really ending. I think it's going to transform. They're going to get more militant. They may get pushed back, which is good. But this is a religion. And so until we really till people are adopting a superior moral vision, I don't think it'll be dialed back. I think a lot of people are beginning to. Like Mark Kern, the creator of World of Warcraft, is finally going from the liberal, let's all get along, to like, no, we need to adopt a superior moral position, right? Like trans kids are wrong. Woke crap is wrong. Like this stuff is actually bad. Yeah. Some YouTubers like Mahler, there's tons that just use avatars instead of their faces. If I could do it again, I'd never show my face or use my name. I'd be completely anonymous. And that's just for safety reasons, right? Especially if you have controversial opinions. There's a lot of psychotic people out there, and they're more exposed to other people than ever before. And it's easier to get harmed virtually than ever before. Like somebody getting your wife fired from her job or something like that. That stuff can happen. There's a perception that YouTube critics, especially the culture where everyone's just focused on bad content, but many counterbalance it by making frequent positive videos. The problem is that no one watches the positive videos. The other problem is, like, for example, with Critical Drinker, it's not a dig against him. This is the nature of the beast, is that if most of your views and your attention comes from the negative content, you kind of have to hope that they keep making negative content forever. And you can't ever really be done reviewing bad movies, right? You know Star Wars is going to suck. You can't ever, even though you can make a video that says, I'm done with Star Wars. People have been making the video, I'm done with Star Wars, for almost 10 years. In fact, for longer. If you go back to like the George Lucas prequel stuff where people are like, I'm done with Star Wars because I didn't like episode 1, 2, or 3 or something, right? Okay. People have been saying this at this point literally for decades, and they still go on with it. I think when it comes to reviewers, the reason is because you can't really be done with it if your paycheck is dependent on you watching Star Wars. You can view that as a dig or not. It's just the nature of the beast. Your channel is based around criticism. You get a lot of attention for shitting on something. You're always going to need to be watching stuff to shit on. That's it. You know? I know how it works. If I make a video, I'll make a video about how good Godzilla -1 is. No one will watch it. But I'll make it because I want you guys to know why I think that movie was so successful and why it was as good as it is. What really made that movie good was its story writing. It used a lot of classic story writing techniques, executed well, to just deliver a really good story, a story that you really cared about the characters and you cared about the outcome, and it left you feeling good. Right. So I'll talk about that because there are people who need to hear that. But will YouTube show it to people? Will people be inclined to click it? They won't. They'll be much more inclined to click my Dune 2 Sucks video, which is already uploaded, but I just haven't made it live. They'll be much more inclined to click Dune 2 Sucks. In fact, I might record the Godzilla -1 video, and I might make both go live at the same time. We'll see. Dune 2 Sucks. It'll get, I'm going to predict 10,000 views. Over, like, maybe a month. And then the Godzilla -1 is great. Why Godzilla -1 is great? I'm going to predict 1,000 views. So 1/10. So Critical Drinker has a problem in that you have to make 10 times as much positive content to equal what you get out of one piece of shitting on Star Wars. It's how the beast is, right? And if that's your business, you can't just say I'm done unless you want your business to be done. You can't. You have to be willing to watch the next shitty Star Wars movie and shit on it. That's just how it is. I know it seems like I'm digging, but I'm not, because I understand. I'm just saying that's how it is. It has to be that way. I wish more content creators are more honest and could just be like, I'll continue to watch Star Wars because people will view it. But if you kind of let people behind the curtain, then they're like, well, you're just watching this for money. And it's like, yeah. I thought you really cared about Star Wars. I can't care about something which 90% of my time interacting with it is not enjoyable. There's, by the way, one good piece of Star Wars content, which is the Jedi Fallen Order game. Was really fun. Really fun, Souls-inspired game. Very good. I really enjoyed it. I know this is completely off topic, but as a guitar player myself, I'd love to know the equipment you use to loop the playing and how much it cost you. Absolutely, bud. I'll show you. I'm going to link you a video right now, Austin. I really appreciate that question, and I'd love to talk about it. Let me find the video. And actually, I think it's on my main channel. So let me find it real quick. And I'll tell you exactly what equipment I use right now, and you can watch the video to show to see exactly how I do everything. I did a live stream on it. It's probably like very wandering. But whatever. Maybe I'll make a better one later. That's like more concise. But I do it live. I make the song live. So here's what I use to do my live stuff. I use a guitar. Any guitar will do. This is the one I've been using for the last few videos. I really love it. It's my Fender Meteora. It's a great guitar. My other favorite guitar is my Fender Strat. It's a custom Strat with A really crazy setup with EMGs. I haven't done a video on it, but you can get the exact same setup by buying the David Gilmour signature pick guard. It'll have that exact setup that I have. It's 2 different boost pots, a volume pot, and then 3 EMG pickups. This is factory. This is the Meteora Player Plus. It's all factory. The only thing I did on it was action and bridge setup. Okay. I use an Ableton Push. If you get an Ableton Push 3, it will even have the interface built into it. I use a Scarlett 18i8 interface for to plug into my PC. If you watched me out on my porch, all of it was Ableton Push. I was plugged directly into the Ableton Push into an amp, recording on the phone microphone. Nothing special. I just threw the phone up when it was raining and recorded some music, improvised some music. So that's all I use. It's an Ableton Push. The Ableton Push, you can get a couple different versions of it. So the newest version, if you're getting it as the standalone, which I have, which will function basically like its own little mini PC. That's expensive. I think it's almost $2,000. This is factory cost $900, I think. But whatever guitar you have will work. I use a volume pedal. It's a Ernie Ball volume pedal. VP Senior, not VP Junior. VP Junior will work fine too. I have one sitting around here somewhere. I don't want to pull this one off the board, but it's a volume pedal. Mine's a stereo volume pedal because I like to sometimes use the stereo effects on my Parker Fly because I have it has stereo output like the piezo pickup, and anyway. Oh, that's this good. Okay, you probably can't see me. Yes, Fender Meteora, Parker Fly. Doesn't matter what guitar you use. Ableton Push. It's kind of buried under stuff right now, and I can't really lift it up to show you, but you see it in all the videos. If you just buy the Ableton Push, it will come with a version of Live that will allow you to do all the stuff that I do. It'll come with as much stuff. I have the studio version. Has a bunch of extra crap in it. You don't need all that stuff. You could start with the basics and build on what you need. That's all you need. That volume pedal and that kind of stuff. And that live stream will explain how I do it. I build those swells with the volume pedal. You can use the volume knob on your guitar if you're like really dexterous, but the volume pedal makes it so easy. Yeah, I don't use too much special stuff. I'd be happy to go out and gig, just plug into a PA with my Ableton, my guitar, and my volume pedal. And a foot switch that I use to turn the loops on and off. That just plugs into the Ableton. It's all part of it. I could put it all in one bag, grab my guitar, and do that, and play all kinds of stuff with that. It's not that expensive when you consider. I don't use a special amp. I have expensive amps. I haven't used them in a while. I just don't need them. I do use special guitars, but you don't need to. That's a factory guitar. You can use whatever guitar you have. I don't use special pedals. It's just a volume pedal. You can get it on eBay for less than $100. Sometimes way less. I think I bought mine for like $50. And I have a bunch of volume pedals. I'm a weirdo. I collect things like that. That's it. Yeah, and cables. Whatever speakers you have will work. You could plug it into a stereo. You could plug it into your home stereo. You could plug it into your 5.1 system using RCA cables and a headphone adapter, and that'll work. It'll actually work beautifully. That's all you need. That's all you need. All right. Sorry. I'm not even writing. I'm just talking to chat because I care about it. Like if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you need to figure out how to start it. You can start it with your phone, There's a perception that handy. I know, I only use a foot pedal Boss GT10. I like the GT10. If you were going to do what I'm doing, you actually would only need the volume pedal function on that. You wouldn't need any of the amp sims. All of that, all the amp sims are in the Ableton. All of them. I don't use any external stuff. It's all software. And it's the stuff that comes with Ableton 9 times out of 10. You just have to learn how to use their effects. Like they have every kind of delay you can imagine. You just have to know how to dial it in. They have every kind of reverb you can imagine. You just have to know how to dial it in. They have every kind of amp setting you can imagine. You just have to know how to dial it in, They basically use the Poolin amp pack. It's made by Softtube. Has a really good Mesa Boogie Sounds a lot like my Mesa Boogie, my dual rectifier plugged into a vintage 30 cab. You know, they have what is the equivalent of a Fender Twin. Sounds like my old Fender Bandmaster. Wish I still had that amp. A Vox emulator and like a angle sound, kind of new metal, kind of doomy sound, and then like a bass amp. It just sounds like a basic SVT one, you know. I want to have the pipes laid out before starting, so if when growth happens, I can implement external monetization and other sides of brand quickly, books, products, etc. Yeah. So I've talked about this, like how to build a consulting business. People will charge hundreds of dollars to tell you what I can just tell you in like 2 minutes, which is, let's say you want to have a consulting business. It can be anything that you're an expert at, but if you imagine, I'll use diet as an example because it's perfect. Let's say you're a dietitian. You want to have diet clients. You write a book on how to diet. That book sells your individual diet plan, and your individual consultancy talks about how good that is and what clients have, you know, what you learn from working with clients. Then you make a bunch of content on your YouTube channel about how to diet and how to construct your diet and according to your view, your unique view of dieting, and you plug your book every single time you do it. So you've written the book and you've already set up your website to take clients. Then you start making content, and it just, people get the value of the content, they buy the book, they hire you as a private consultant. You can do this with psychology, diet, coaching, whatever. As long as you have a unique perspective to offer, you'll be able to do it. Thoughts on the Dr. Disrespect situation? Probably not, but still wondering. I don't have too many thoughts. I've never watched his content. It seemed like he got in trouble for telling a girl she'd get more views if she wore a bikini, which is objectively true. Even if she was underage, like that's not something that is untrue. And in fact, many media companies exploit sexualization of teens. It's just, was that appropriate to say to someone who was underage? Probably not. But saying something inappropriate that's true to a minor is not the same as like propositioning them for sex or grooming them. So I'm not there to defend him because I don't know the whole story, but that's, as far as what I know, that seems to be what people are all hung up about. I think whenever you have your head up above, whenever you're successful, people are going to be looking to chop your head off. And so that's kind of what we got, is people searching for that. Keep in mind, like David Ellefson got fired from Megadeth because he like had cyber sex with an adult woman. And Dave Mustaine fired him because that was embarrassing. You know, that's what drives me nuts, especially try to watch the more positive, at least more interesting videos, because I'm so damn tired of the same thing over and over already. Me too. Habitual line crosser grew really quick, but wasn't exactly ready for it. Probably a lot of momentum. The fat electrician seemed to be ready for it and is surpassing other successful channels. I wish the criticism could be directed at more older things. At least it's something interesting instead of hearing about wokeness for the upteenth time. Yeah. I enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order, but it's a 6 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 game. Jedi Survivor unfortunately ended up being worse. I skipped Jedi Survivor because I just heard it didn't run very well, and I was like, I don't feel like I need more right now, so I just didn't buy it. You know. I heard a lot of YouTube critics say that Andor was very good, but I haven't watched it. It looks sort of dull to me. I'm not remotely interested in it. It doesn't look interesting to me at all. And I don't like TV shows. So it's got every hit. It's new Disney. It looks like it's related to Rogue One, which I hated. And it's a TV show. All three of those are things that are for sure going to be in my bias against. I'm not going to like it. I don't like 1-hour drama shows. I intensely dislike TV at this point in my life. It's boring. It wastes my time. The shows go nowhere, right? Like, I just really don't like drama TV shows at all. I don't enjoy them. I'd rather watch, you know, if it's 20 hours, that's 10 movies I could watch. You know? Uh-oh, my sound is gone. No, it's still here. It's still here on my thing. All right, that's right a little bit. Oh, here's that video I was talking about. It was like back it up just a second here.
What I assumed that you were saying. And then when all of you were saying battle for Azeroth, most of you weren't capitalizing like a proper noun, so I just thought that you were colloquially being like, yeah, no, you did the tutorial, then it's time to battle for Azeroth. I was like, that's a weird way to say you go level. All right, maybe there's some cultural, wind up being a game. Okay? So let's find out if we can do a game. Are you first? I'm first. Hey, like, close this. I feel that without additional context, this just looks insane. Why do you start BFA anyways? Real number, Jay. I'll be honest with you. That doesn't mean anything at all to me. I'm following instructions.
He's going all ahead.
Yeah, what? What? Like I don't know how. I have no idea why I'm here. Should I? Punch microphone. Should I keep doing this? Do I keep doing this? Yeah. Draw the rest of the fucking MMO. Exactly, Burner Man. Oh my god. Okay. So Ghost says this is basically the end of the tutorial merging into battle for Azeroth.
Yeah. So it's a good. I'm gonna maybe watch the rest of it. I might do like a react video or something stupid that YouTube likes. Why not? We're describing about drama TV shows. Exactly why I never liked live action TV shows growing up either. Yeah. A prequel to Rogue One sounds even more boring than I could imagine. Right? Yes, I know it was one of the characters from Rogue. It would have to be because they all died, right? That's what I remember from watching it. Seems like Rogue One was an interesting concept that got taken away from the director and turned into a Darth Vader fan service movie that was pointless. I just really intensely disliked Rogue One. I thought it was an awful movie. I think it's the worst. It's the worst Disney Star Wars movie I've seen. Is Rogue One. Just technically garbage story. You can not watch it and it changes nothing about anything. The droid is kind of cool. That's a positive. It's very boring. It's very slow moving. The conflict is the same conflict from the first movie, only without any sense of urgency to it. And we already know the outcome. Like there's just no reason to watch it. All the characters just seem like dumb little caricatures of like, we're going to do Ocean's 11, but in space. They've done that like twice. They did that for Solo. Solo was just a straight up heist movie. That's kind of what made it cool, in my opinion. But anyway, all right. We should probably just get to drafting here, right? This will be a very dramatic moment. He's forced to kill someone he likes. And we can have some moments where, like, Victoria. And we'll just have, I think April Ready's going to be distraught. This could be kind of a shorter chapter 2, depending on how quickly we execute it. My criticism about Jedi Fallen Order was that you just have to cross the maps many times, which I just don't love. I don't love having to cross the map, like go back to this planet and cross the map again. And we unlocked a new area. It's like Metroidvania, like the worst part of Metroidvania, when I'm not wanting to do that. If that makes any sense. It probably makes no sense. It's okay. But yeah, Hardwick Bento. I started watching Star Trek Enterprise for the first time. I always heard people say it didn't get good until season 3, but I found it good from the beginning. I love Enterprise, actually. And I like the first 2 seasons a lot. To me, it's very much harkening back to the original series and what made the original series. And the early part of Next Generation so good, which is that you're exploring the unknown. You're coming in contact with unknown things. The framing doesn't quite work because of where Rick Berman had already taken the series. The series is that a... I think series is its own plural. Anyway, had taken the TV shows at the end of the 90s, where that sense of exploration doesn't really make sense when, like, the Vulcans have already explored everything and everybody already knows what's out there. If that makes any sense. Right, you lose that frontier feeling of the original series, which made it so good. Things become too political, they become too organized, they become too known at the end of Deep Space Nine, I think. But I love it, personally. I thought it was great. I thought Scott Bakula was great in it. I like the characters a lot. Generally, most of the stories are really good and really fun to watch. Yeah. I thought Enterprise was good. I remember a lot of fans being pissed off about the Rod Stewart theme song at the beginning. What a weird thing. It's just, but they were used to, like, orchestral sci-fi sounding stuff, and then they hear, like, this Rod Stewart song, and they're like, "What is this?" But it worked. I thought it worked really good. All right, let's get to drafting here. We got to tie up what we did in Chapter 10, so we're gonna bottom here. Chapter 11. I always have a hard time saying erect. Yeah, I thought Enterprise got kind of bad in the end. They were trying to give people more of like the Rick Berman Deep Space Nine stuff they liked, and it just didn't work out. The Temporal Cold War thing. They really just needed to focus on exploring. The Temporal Cold War is like a frame to set things up. People weren't crazy about it. I thought it was cool, but the main reason it got bad in season 5 was that they canceled the series, right? So they had to wrap up 3 seasons worth of like ideas about the story in like 5 shows or something. It's kind of interesting. The priest's name. What did I name him? Kai? Kai, that's right. Like, how do I ride a demon? Hey, just turn on the mainstream news and listen to them. Demons are clever. Demons are very clever and can be very persuasive. T'Pol looks like she had lip injections. Yeah, I think the real hot one was what's her name? Man, I'm forgetting all the character names. Not the Vulcan. Who am I thinking of? I think the actress's name was Linda Park. Look it up. Yeah, Linda Park's character. Yeah, what was her character's name? Yeah, she was the communications officer. Yeah, she was actually like the hottie on the show. She was the real hottie. Empress Sato in the Mirror Universe. Hoshi Sato, that's probably Japanese for Jane Doe. Yeah, Linda Park is actually Korean, I think, though. She still looks pretty good. Still looking good. She's only 45. Alright. How long have we been going here? About 20 more minutes. I've been liking this piece for some reason. I'll link it. Alright, we're two good scenes. $1,500 words. Not bad considering how much goofing off we did. Maybe we'll write another 500. Hi, mister. You woke up, huh? Enjoy your nap on my synthesizers? Alright, come here. Come here. I know. It's okay, bud. Tough life being a little cat. Tough life. Tough life being a little cat, huh? It's like I need hugs. It's like I need hugs. See, this is the cat that hugs. He just wants hugs. Just wants some hugs. Alright, bud. Let's lay down. You wanna go? Here, you go out. You go find other people to play with. Come on. What are you doing? You want me to hold you? Right. Just for a little. Okay, come on, come on. There he is. Good night. From which the horses were eager to drink. The advantages of development of a magic system over a 45-year period is that writing the battle magic scenes is incredibly fun, and watching my beta readers react even better. Awesome. Alright, I think we're at 2 hours on the dot. See how much we wrote with all that goofing off. 1950. We wrote about 2,000 words. That's good. Alright, 35,000 for the entire work. Next time, whenever I stream again, it's going to be, we'll try to fill this out. We're going to meet, they're going to go on. They're going to meet this knight, have a little altercation with him, wonder whether they should go on and what they need to do, and that'll be this chapter. Alfred will have to question whether he's doing the right thing or not. But that's about it. All right. Folks, thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting with me for all the topics. I'll see you all next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to get all the links. Of course, you can follow me on Patreon. You get copies of this as well as a book every month, which is pretty cool. So you get a free book every month. Yeah. Same thing with Substack. You can, if you're a paid member of Substack for however much, you can read copies of this. And same thing with Ko-Fi. So, still working on how to distribute efficiently all the books through these sites, but you do get a free book every month. And next month it'll be the pre-release version of King Leper Part 3. So that'll be pretty cool. That'll be the conclusion of that story for people who want it, and I'll make sure that's all set up. You can get all 3 if you join Patreon now, and everybody gets a free copy of Keys to Prolific Creativity as well. I forgot I brought this in here to drink and didn't pour it for myself. Look at this. Yummy. All right, that'll be it for today. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think that's it. Have a great one, and I'll see you next time.